Good morning to you wherever you're watching us from. This is Behind the News on The Nation TV, a program where we analyze and we give insights to news in our national dailies. And I'm here again, David Bolarinwa, with my in-house analyst, Mr. Adeyinka Aderibigbe. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, thank you, David. Good morning, everyone watching The Nation television. It's nice being with you once again. Here from the studio, we are saying we wish you a very pleasant day as you watch us.
All right, delving it straight into the national dailies. The Nation newspaper here saying 2027 PDP governors disown Atiku on coalition merger. And to the riders, we have NLC, Apapa flex muscles over LP. We also have General Counsel rule under 4 trillion naira debt. And to the windows, we have NBA, 300 million collected from Rivers unconditional gift. We also have how to attain $1 trillion economy by central bank. Going to the Punch, we have Atiku block defies PDP governors over coalition talks. To the riders windows, we have presidency slam El-Rufai over plots to rule Buhari. And we have federal government scrambles to avert general cost shutdown over 4 trillion naira debt. Heading to Daily Trust, where we have bloodletting continues in Plateau, 49 killed in fresh attack. To the windows, we have blackout looms as Jericho's threatens shutdown. We also have gunmen abduct whippers on Lokoja Mountain. And to Nigerian Tribune, where we have 51 killed in fresh Plateau attacks, I beg your pardon. And we also have Nigeria must pursue 10% GDP growth to achieve $1 trillion economy by 2030. That's coming from GMD UBA. Then we also have Nigeria spend 200 billion naira on importations of panels, coming from the REAMD. Let's go to the Nation newspaper, Mr. Aderibigbe, where we have the PDP governors disowning their own former Vice President Atiku Abubakar on coalition merger. Taking this first from the lead, where we have former Vice President Atiku Abubakar bids to rally the opposition into a coalition and merger fell like a pack of cards yesterday. Governors of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, his political platform pulled the rug from under his feet. They ruled out the PDP involvement in any coalition or merger ahead of the 2027 elections. Yes, we know the 2027 election is fast approaching, and political gods are beginning to take center stage. And just yesterday, we saw Atiku Abubakar being publicly disowned by his own party, Mr. Aderibigbe.
If we look at what played out yesterday, you will see that it is a party trying to reinvent itself and trying to get back its soul, from some so-called political gods who are using party politics simply for their own ends. Atiku has been perhaps going into history as Nigeria's longest aspirant to any public office, especially
the presidency,
that of presidency. He has not, the only party that he has not moved to is that party that has not been formed. So it is therefore no-brainer that the PDP will want to take back the party from the so-called power mongers who feel it is only them or nothing. Now, for 2 electoral cycles, the PDP had lost out on power. And if they are not careful, they will again lose out on power in 2027. So that is why they are bent on getting their act together on the race to 2027. But if you ask me, I would say that it's a lost case the way they are going about it. And they are giving the APC, warts and all, an opportunity to get back not only the ticket for Mr. President, but also to get the buy-in, the critical buy-in of all Nigerians, as he will win the mandates hands down. Why? Because there's no serious opposition. Yes, it does look like with 10 governors in the kitty, the PDP stands shoulder high amongst other splinter groups that might be angling for relevance as we go into 2027. So you therefore will begin to look at, okay, so on what basis is the Atiku Abubakar's bloc trying to reach a rapport with other political interests in coming together to form a merger. And that's why the party is insisting that if any other interest is serious, they should come into the PDP and not the other way around. The PDP, arguably, after the ANC of South Africa, the PDP is about the largest political organization this part of the continent. And not only that, it's a legacy party. It's the oldest political party around for now, having been formed in 1998. You know, every other party you see today
New generation.
They are not of the same generation. So it's a legacy party. You cannot therefore diffuse that party and let it fuse up with any other that is just coming up. It's that they should come to join it and not the other way. And so if you are looking at it from that prism, you say, okay, yes, they have a point. But you see, the electoral system in Nigeria is so fluid that you hardly would be able to say that, okay, if you have a rigid position, that will stand. But again, if you look at what played out in 2023, then you will have a sense of appropriateness to say that maybe the current players of the party know what they are talking about. A situation where the so-called merger, the so-called agglomeration of interest petered out at the last minute, with the party splintered into bits, a major chunk going into Labour Party, another chunk forming into another one that took hold of Kano and all that NNPP. So you find that, you know, and of course all of that had effect on the results, as it were. So will the PDP have its way? I think they will. Will Atiku be shown the red card? That is yet to be seen. Because, again, he's also one of the oldest politicians around. He's been playing the politics In fact, he is head of the oldest political organization that really synthesized the party, the PDM. You know, so you might find it difficult, the party might find it difficult to shove him aside. Mm-hmm. But will he get his way this time? If he did, it will be the last time he will ever be appearing. If it does not, it will mean that the party is bigger than every other interest after all. And that is where we should go. You know. But in all of this, I think the Nigerian will be, or the Nigerian politics will be better for it. Because give it, whichever side of the coin you are, the fact remains that the Nigerian democratic journey is developing every minute, is getting strengthened every day. And this, again, is one of the ways into which we will prove that indeed Nigerian democracy has come of age. That it's not about people or persons, but it's about common interests to build the Nigeria that all of us are eager to see. Whether you are the peasant way back there in Karen and Moda, whether you are the elites in any of the citadels of learning in Nigeria, whether you are the politician seeking to agglomerate power for yourself, whether you are the faceless Nigeria, anywhere in the corner, in the four corners of this country, what is common to all of us is that we know that the potentials of this country is so great that this that we are saying is not the best of us. And we are eager to see Nigeria move to that greatness. So that is what should drive the narrative for 2027. And I think that it will be one of the key things that will be a major factor as Nigeria begins to organize again for the next round of polls.
So just ahead of 2027, we have seen Atiku Abubakar, we've seen El Rufai, coming together in a political gathering, saying they want to form a certain coalition. Do you foresee any form of a new party coming up on board to say, we're taking the bull by the horn to challenge the ruling party, the APC, to attain political power? And I don't know if for again we would see Atiku Abubakar coming up as a presidential candidate.
If Atiku Abubakar emerges as a presidential candidate, it is within his fundamental rights as a politician. It is within his right to aspire. It is within the right of the party that so nominates him to also have him as their candidate. But will it be in the interest of Nigeria? I think it is going to be a learning curve for the country. Should or can we have all these disparate interests morphing into another political party at this time? With a month to the second anniversary of this dispensation, the mid-term of the first term of this president or presidency, I want to say that it's a little bit late now. Yes, there's nothing that money cannot do. Yes, these people are not going to bring politicians from the moon or from Ghana or from Niger Republic to play Nigeria politics. Yes, they are going to reap from all the scattered interest in so many other parties, including the APC. But I think that it's pretty late at this time to begin to organize, to begin to meet, to begin to have a commonality of idea, and then be able to push a sitting president. What we must not underestimate is the power behind the throne that Mr. President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu presently has. anybody that wants to shove that man out of office should have started yesterday, not a man that wants to start the journey tomorrow. So I do not see any group, no matter how astute they are, no matter how shrewd they are, no matter how clinical they are, no matter how deliberate and intentional they may be, to want to form a party, even if you form it in December, it's pretty too late. Because towards that time, INEC will release its timetable for the 2027 election. So I do not see a party that has not been registered coming to shove a party that already have 19 governors
and a sitting president.
It will be pretty difficult. Very, very difficult. And that's one of the reasons why I want to believe, reading the political barometer, that PDP is thinking seriously that there remains the best option to use.
In case you are
you are serious about unseating this president. Because the structures are there. There was a time they controlled 26 governors. There was a time they controlled 23 governors. Now they have it up to 10. You know, so they still have presence. Even in this far, the so-called strongholds of Democrats, of progressives in this country, they can still pull their people. And it is an organic party. So if they could set aside their own eminent tendencies and look at the commonality of idea of presenting a unifying candidate, they remain the party that can push or try at all to want to push the spin of power. Any other party is just a joker.
So Nigeria should take it from you now that regardless of what Atiku Abubakar is planning, forming coalitions, it might not see the light of the day because of the shortage of time he has.
I think Mr. Atiku Abubakar should realize that Nigerians are not too keen on seeing him becoming the commander-in-chief of Nigerian Armed Forces. If he wanted to rescue Nigeria, if the mission is to rescue Nigeria, if the mission is to help build the Nigeria of our collective dream, regardless of what that means, then he must bury his own private ambitions. Any other thing, in the name of going into any other coalitions, will fail with the current situation that we have seen. Once and all, APC stands 80% sure of not only getting the ticket, but winning the election in 2027, if situations remains the same.
All right, away from the desperados of the political parties, it's quite saddening where we have bloodsheds going on in their 20s, in their 50s, in Plateau State. Yesterday again, it was recorded that another 51 were being attacked and they are feared dead. And let's take it a brief from the Daily Trust newspaper on the page 5, page 4 and 5, where we have bloodletting continues in Plateau. At least 49 people were reportedly killed on Sunday in another string attacks in Zaik Kimbapa community in Kwao district of Bazaar local government area of Plateau State. Sources from the area said the attacked village, which is under Irigwe chieftaincy, also left many people injured who were taken to various hospitals, including Bingham Hospital, University Teaching Hospital, and Jos University Teaching Hospital. It's saddening to see that people are being killed on a daily basis, Mr. Aderibigbe. And I don't know, is it that the government, the Plateau State government, is not saying this, or they are just incapacitated to do anything as regards this bloodshed?
First and foremost, I think we need to commiserate with the people of Plateau State on this humongous loss of life. Another 51. It's very sad indeed. And we pray that God will give the families affected the fortitude to bear the loss.
Amen.
And then the Plateau State government, the wisdom to navigate the state out of this quagmire that the state found itself. I think it is something that all of us as Nigerians, all right-thinking member of the human community, must condemn in strong terms. There is no politics that is sane enough to have just one single life on account of its strength of commitment. I think it is something that even the worst of us have condemned, and everyone is with the Plateau State government in condemning these attacks, the activities of these bandits, these unknown men, whose stock in trade is just to waste the life of innocent Nigerians. If you have anything against the government, face the government. If you have anything against anyone at all,
face them.
Yeah, be intentional about it. Don't make all Plateau people soft targets just because you want to express your grievance about power, about politics, about interest that seems entrenched, and you want to be heard. I think that is condemnable, and in very strong terms. And Mr. President, I believe, has given a marching order,
yes,
to get these people unmasked and let there be severe consequences for them. I want to believe that even Governor Montwang is also interested in unmasking these people and ensuring that they are treated as unfit members of the society. I will only urge that the community so affected and other members of the community would approach the security agencies if they see any strange developments around their areas. If you hear something, say something. Because these people are not spirits, you know. They must have gotten some information that they are keeping to themselves that is leading to all of this. So if you expose them, it may be better for everyone and safer for everyone. So while we encourage the members of the society to be more open about intelligence reports and making them available to government, one will only just appeal to government as well, not to treat this matter with kid gloves, but be brutal and intentional about arresting these drifts. We cannot continue like this, definitely not. And if we don't want to continue like this, all hands must be on the deck to ensure that we arrest it. How do we arrest it? By bringing the culprits to book, you know. So let's begin that, and let's bring down the tempo of bloodshed whether in Plateau or in Bauchi or in wherever, or in Niger State, wherever it will be found. Because our ambition, no matter what that is not worth any bloodshed. These are members of the constituents to which those politicians belong. They are already looking at capturing them in the political calculations that they are putting together. So why should you celebrate their being killed? And why should they be killed at all? You know, so let us just let the government do the needful in ensuring that they arrest this situation and bring calm back to all these frayed communities.
All right, from the stables of the Nation newspaper, we are sending our condolences to the families of those who have been killed in cold blood, and we are saying, may God grant his peace upon you. And to the government, just as President Tinubu has ordered that a clampdown should be on all of these, all of the people constituting this menace, all of the people into all of these killings. Let them be brought to book and let their faces be revealed. Here is where we draw the curtain for today's program. Thank you, Mr. Aderibigbe, for joining us today.
Thank you very much, David. It's nice being with you once again. And to all our viewers, we wish you the very best. Enjoy the rest of the week.
All right, from David Bolarinwa, bye-bye.